now we talk about e-waste. Maybe you also thought already, where can you throw e-waste? Where are containers for e-waste? Where can we just get rid of electronic waste? And Energie AG is working with that together with Workshop 8. And there was a briefing, and it was an important part of the boot camp. So I would like to welcome Margot and Patric and Florian. Margot, please tell us about your week. What will you present us now? Hello. Thanks for this nice introduction. We have dealt very intensively with the subject of getting rid of e-waste. And I just want to explain our process, present our team, and then give the floor to the team. Well, I just will share my screen because we have worked very intensively in our Miro board. And here you see where we are today and how we dealt with the subject. I hope you see now already the screen. I just show you the board we had in general. And in these 2+ days, we more or less just created a mini design process. Well, we just repeated the questions in the kickoff workshop. Of course, it was not enough time to discuss how the user sees this. And quite quickly we went on and we just dealt with individual questions. For example, fire protection, which is also important. And we had 2 interviews with specialists, and then very intensively I worked with concepts. Some concepts we did not use, and now we are now trying to go into the details with the concept and test it in a prototype. So I'm just zooming into our presentation space. There is always a little delay for you. I hope it works. Well, Zoom is working with some delay, but here we see already the challenge. So our challenge was, how can we have an intelligent collection system which is motivating people to get rid of more electronic waste for recycling and just to have more or less a cycle economy. And our team on workshop 8, here we say Hamit, Bilge and Hannes Binder-Reisinger, who were the specialists for recycling and fire protection. And of course, here you see our experts. And of course, important were the specialists of the maker experts, which is Patric, Diem, who was thinking about product development and machinery. Florian Mayr is an interface designer. Patric, Freund, just knowing intelligent boxes, and Manuel is the specialist for prototyping and building, and some others. And so just to explain the concept or to show our conditions and to explain our conditions, we decided, well, the location that we really think we should do it at filials who are selling devices should be around the cashier, should be around the exit. But we also thought how we can also have these boxes outside. we were focusing on small electronic devices with a length of 50 millimeters, for example, e-mobiles, electric toothbrushes, and of course throwing away really damaged electronic waste. We just wanted to use also the reuse thought, but we did not have enough time for that. And for the box containers, we also asked, but then we still use the box because it's more or less a box in box concept. So you have an outside box, which is in the filial, and an inside box, a metallic one, which can be emptied.
So the concept further foresees that it is a compact action, so that these boxes are placed temporarily, which comes with the advantage that it's a kind of cool action or a campaign, because these boxes can also be put on tour and they can move across Austria. And with this, we can create a full network which covers the entire area of Austria. So it can move, it can be maneuvered across the entire country. And what we have also thought about, and which is also quite a challenge given the short time, we need people, or how can we visualize this for customers who are not that experienced with that in this area. And with this, I also give the floor to Patric, who will explain to us the box design in more detail. Hello, everybody. I hope everyone can hear me. Can you just give me short feedback? Yes, we can hear you. Great. So I'm still waiting until it's seen here. Yeah, it's here. I hope for everyone else. So what you can see here is a simple visualization of the concept, which we have worked out, which also meets our above described needs. And we have also thought about what the still open questions are. Where do we have to do some prototyping? Where do we have to do some research, etc.? So I start with the picture on the left. You can see here a box in the front. It's a waste bin where, and then there are containers for dropping in batteries. We still have to think about which forms of batteries are required. On top, you see also a small hole for throwing in the batteries. This can also be designed and shaped in a variable way so that we can still restrict also the items that can be thrown in, because given that there are different sizes of devices and different devices have different kinds of valuable resources, and it is very relevant for us to test this and to learn from this. So this box, as I said, is to be set up within the framework of pop-up actions. So it must be it must be possible to transport them, and these waste bins that are put into these boxes must also be easily accessible and must be well easily usable for logistical purposes. Now let's move a little bit to the right, where it says under concept details. So when it comes to Einwurf, so throwing in the products, here we need some kind of clever design. And there might be also a kind of inclination or a kind of slope, so that some larger devices or items can be thrown in. It should also be easily usable from the front, so that the user who removes the products and who maintains the products can have easy access. And in terms of intelligence and sensor technology, we must make sure that it can be used well and without increasing costs and complexity too much. or also to measure gases and filling level, different technologies, or perhaps weight, or also fire alarms. As I have already mentioned, fire protection, which is one of our main topics, of course, to which I'll get back in a minute. And beyond that, we need to take care of several things, because these safety-related issues must be observed at any rate. So I will skip the others here. It's about different ideas we have written down. Now this takes me to the open questions, and from my perspective as an engineer, as a technician, this is actually also the outlook. We, first and foremost, we need to be clear about what kinds of safety restrictions we have for all the different areas where we want to set them up, and the duration of setting them up. So it's not just fire protection, but also safety-related requirements, also liability-related questions. And in my view, this will add up to our concept, and this will also lead to other additional ideas in terms of which material we use, which sensors we are going to use, where are we going to place them, what else do we need in this box to meet the requirements, to make it as simple as possible for for all users, for everyone. So I think with this I have said everything, and I'd like to give the floor to Florian. Thank you, Patric. I hope everyone can still hear me. Yes, we can hear you well. So here I can also see the screen. Great. So, of course, that you should not dispose of electric devices into residual waste, I think it's clear to everyone. But of course, what do you do if you don't have the opportunity to do so? Or, for example, if you don't want to drive your old electric toothbrush to the waste collection center, then we have worked out this concept of what could be done here. Perhaps these bins could be set up in a certain town or village or city, or if you go to a certain shop, then you can take your old electronic devices with you. And it became quite clear to us that it must be something nice, something appealing. This is how this concept of the so-called WASTI or WASTI, as it's called, was created. It can be pronounced both in German as WASTI and in English as WASTI. So we have branded it, and I think every one of you has already been to Vienna, and you might all have already seen the waste incineration and concept at the waste incineration plant of Spittelau, where the outside design was worked out by Hund und Wasser. So it has no similarity to our project. WASTI or WASTI will be standing somewhere as a pop-up element. We will advertise it via different campaigns, and we will tell them what he can do, what he can eat, what he can't eat, so to speak. And he will go on tour, and he is always retrievable, and we can communicate with him constantly. So we can also provide communication, provide information on when he will be in your place, for example, when people know that they can come to WASTI and drop their devices, dispose of their devices. That's all from my side. Thank you very much, Patric. Yeah, I think, Thomas, I think that's all from our part. Great. It was really, it's a very beautiful monster. I like it. I like it very much. Has this monster also a kind of dynamic screen on the front? Have you thought about this? Well, it's all part of these possible extensions where we still have to think about the details. Of course, we are aware that there are definitely many improvement opportunities, but nevertheless, we think this concept is quite, can be presented quite well, but from the IMM community, it would be great, and for time reasons, it would be difficult to work out all the details, but we would definitely be very happy to hear from you. Thank you, Margot. I also see that there's a lot of communication going on on the chat. And of course, I cannot actively participate, but in any case, I can't tell you that it's a very likable monster. I like him very much. So it's my standard question at the end of your presentation. Will you continue? Yes, of course, we will definitely continue working on it. And our project is going on until October, and this program is very much anchored here, and we are working towards being able to build a prototype, and you might show it to us at the best of industries makers, perhaps. Why not? Yeah, that would be the best thing, of course. We will make it. We will. So this is the right attitude. That's it, Patric. Exactly. Great team, great presentation. Thank you very much.